problem that I have, I think the police did what they were supposed to do. They came in, they came through the door, they arrested him. He's bonded out since. The problem that I have is that there's this thing that we're dealing with right now that's called mental issues.
Was this rumor of Jake Paul and Ryan Garcia fighting on Netflix to replace Gervonta Davis, Jake Paul? If you guys haven't seen Gervonta Davis and another sexual assault allegation, lawsuits incoming, potentially criminal charges levied. We don't know yet, but we know that fight is up in the air, and I think that fight's not going to happen.
You know, it already happened. You knew it happened, and you made the fight anyway. So now, based on something you already knew happened, now you're just saying, oh, no, because this happened, we're not going to do the fight. But you knew already in the first place.
Yeah, the history was already there.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And for this particular situation, by the way, mind you, the girl now is coming with a civil suit.
Yes.
She probably saw that he signed the Jake Paul fight.
Shannon Sharpe didn't hold back after Gervonta Davis's arrest. He spoke firmly, pointing out that the victim involved deserves proper care and consultation. Sharpe stressed that brushing off the situation as merely a mental health issue ignores the pain and damage caused to others. He demanded real accountability beyond sympathy, emphasizing that Tank has destroyed his own career with this incident.
A protector is the abuser. You lose a sense of protection of what you think a protector should do, because you're supposed to protect me from this. If someone is trying to do this to me, you're supposed to jump in and be my superhero. You're not supposed to commit this act.
Jake Paul reacted strongly on X after hearing about Gervonta Davis's new legal troubles. His statement reflected deep frustration and his words and his sudden withdrawal from the fight. Following the controversy, Jake Paul began searching for a new opponent after Davis's legal troubles threw their planned Netflix event into uncertainty. Reports suggested that former UFC champion Francis Ngannou briefly appeared as an option. However, Ngannou quickly dismissed the idea, calling it disrespectful to his career. He clarified that his focused on high-level boxing challenges, not entertainment-driven matches, firmly shutting down any chance of replacing Davis.
Gervonta Davis, we had to go right to the source. What can you tell us? Is there any possibility that Francis Ngannou will step in for Gervonta Davis and fight Jake Paul?
No, there's no such of thing happening. Basically, like how can they go from like Gervonta Davis to Francis Ngannou? Like, I mean, Gervonta Davis is a fantastic boxer, but and is a one-shot knockout artist, but come on, like the weight different and everything, it make no sense. You know, the Gervonta Davis, you count, you say, okay, the size different can level up. But at this point, for me to...
Francis Ngannou spoke openly against rumors linking him to a potential fight with Jake Paul. He said he would never accept a matchup that feels like a publicity stunt. Ngannou explained that after sharing the ring with elite boxers such as Tyson Fury, fighting a YouTuber-turned-boxer like Jake Paul would be an insult to his skill and reputation. His response came shortly after Jake's camp hinted at possible negotiations. Ngannou addressed those rumors directly, stating that fighters should respect their craft and not turn combat sports into a show for clicks. Fans appreciated Ngannou's honesty and professionalism, agreeing that a matchup with Jake Paul would not have made sense, competitively or financially.
At all. And he said, yeah, Jake Paul, you know, he's fighting. And I'm like, no, bro, come on. Don't disrespect me like that. And then they even say like, even come out after and say, and what if the number are good? He sent out some number. I'm like, it's not about the number. If it was about the number, we could have started talk. I would have tell you, I'm not just interested. It make no sense for me. It's not my what I'm looking at right now.
So there is no dollar amount. It's more the opponent. The fight makes no sense. They could offer you $100 million and you wouldn't be interested.
The fight made no sense. That's what I think. That's my position. And though I went back,
With Gervonta Davis out of the picture, Jake Paul now faces a major challenge in finding a worthy opponent. Ryan Garcia's name was mentioned as a potential replacement, but that idea quickly faded. Garcia is signed under Golden Boy Promotions, while Jake operates under his own banner in partnership with Netflix. The conflicting broadcast and promotional agreements make a fight between them nearly impossible. In addition, Ryan Garcia's team reportedly showed no interest in joining a Netflix event. Jake's camp remains hopeful of securing a big enough name to keep fans engaged, but the limited pool of available fighters has made the process extremely complicated.
If that is the route they're going, then it kind of dissuades what I thought may happen, which was this rumor of Jake Paul and Ryan Garcia fighting on Netflix to replace Gervonta Davis, Jake Paul. If you guys haven't seen Gervonta Davis in another sexual assault allegation, lawsuits incoming, potentially criminal charges levied. We don't know yet, but we know that fight is up in the air, and I think that fight's not going to happen, and they're going to either have to move the fight back or they're going to have to look to a replacement or both. I don't know. And the rumor was one of the replacements was talked about and even offered to Ryan Garcia. Well, here is Ryan Garcia's promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, speaking on that rumor and what's next for Ryan.
It's happy Saturday. So I wake up to calls from reporters asking me about Jake Paul and Ryan Garcia. Let me just tell you why this fight is not going to happen. Ryan Garcia fights for DAZN, and Jake Paul fights on Netflix. I mean, that's pretty much the bottom line. Golden Boy has a contract with DAZN. Ryan Garcia has a contract with Golden Boy. And that's just the way it is. I mean, this is business. You know, Ryan Garcia's probably going to go on a rant saying, oh, you're keeping me from making money and this and that and fighting. No, you have to go by the law, by the rules. You have a contract with DAZN. You have a contract with Golden Boy. It just doesn't happen that way. So anyway, until next time, we'll see you Saturday for Vergil Ortiz. But again, Ryan Garcia's next fight will be announced by me, who he's fighting, and when he's fighting next. See you guys.
It always seems like when Oscar decides to address something with Ryan Garcia, that he's not only addressing us, the people, that he's addressing Ryan Garcia. He's like, through us, telling Ryan, no, you're not fighting Jake Paul, no matter how much you want to fight. That's what it seems like, is like, no matter how much you want to fight Jake Paul, you're not fighting him. I don't even think that was meant for us. I think that was him telling Ryan. And you even hear it there. He's like, oh, Ryan's going to say, I'm keeping him from making money or whatever. But in this case, Oscar is right. If Ryan is signed to Golden Boy and Golden Boy is exclusively signed to DAZN for, fight rights, then Ryan has to fight on DAZN. I think that's pretty reasonable for Oscar. I didn't know that Golden Boy was exclusive to DAZN. I didn't know that was a thing. But if that is the...
On the Ariel Helwani show, analysts discussed how Gervonta Davis's latest lawsuit has severely damaged his image and career. The lawsuit arrived only 2 months after previous case, making it clear that his legal troubles are far from over. Helwani and his panel described this as a pattern of toxic behavior that has negatively affected Davis's professional and personal life. They also highlighted that the upcoming Netflix fight with Jake Paul is now in serious jeopardy due to the controversies. The network reportedly doesn't want to associate its first major boxing event with a fighter facing multiple legal issues. As a result, Jake Paul must now find a replacement quickly to prevent the event from being cancelled entirely.
Aggravated battery, false imprisonment, kidnapping, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Lawsuit comes 2 months after Davis's previous domestic violence case was dropped by a different ex-girlfriend and the mother of 2 of the boxer's 3 children. I just think MVP is in the business of being the home of women, right? At this point, like, that's a huge part of their identity. What is their identity? It's Jake Paul and women's boxing. That's their identity right now. And they've done a phenomenal job for the women. And so how, with these allegations lingering and now coming to light 2 weeks before, how can you go through with it? And it sounds like they feel the same way. It's an impossible spot to be in.
The only part I'd say is, like, you kind of know who this guy is ahead of time. Like, this is not exactly a shocking revelation. Like, Tank Davis is, this is not the first rodeo. But I do think it's too close to the fight to really be, messing around here. Like, you got to figure out a new solution.
And so there's been multiple reports regarding people that they've reached out to. Names like Ryan Garcia have been brought up. Terrence Crawford has been brought up. Francis Ngannou has been brought up. And Francis Ngannou spoke to TMZ today, and he did confirm that he was contacted. And the quote was, how can they go from Gervonta Davis to Francis Ngannou? It makes no sense. He was like, quote, we think about you to fight Jake. I'm like, what? Which Jake? Bro, come on, don't disrespect me like that.
What the fuck is that?
That might have been the most timely what the F is that of all time. What do you guys think about that stance from Francis? Because actually, there's a part of me that thinks, take the fight, you knock him out, you'll be like 65 pounds bigger than him, and it's a nice little feather in your cap.
I think that was a great backup solution. I think Francis versus Jake is a great fight.
If it goes all
Compelling,
according to
too.
plan, like he should theoretically get paid a bunch of money, knock out Jake Paul, and make off like a bandit. There is always the world where it goes awry. If he were to drop the fight to Jake Paul, that would
Right,
be
but I mean, you
rough.
could literally say that about any fight. Are you just saying that the risk is greater than the reward?
I don't think so.
In my eyes, losing to Jake Paul is worse than losing.
Shiel Sonnen shared his perspective on the controversy, questioning why Jake Paul's team and the media are reacting so strongly to the lawsuit. He pointed out that Gervonta Davis has not been proven guilty and therefore shouldn't be treated as if he is. Sonnen believes Jake Paul overreacted by calling off the fight before any official ruling. According to him, boxing has always involved fighters with legal and personal controversies, yet the matches have continued as planned. He suggested that Jake might be using the controversy as an excuse to avoid a dangerous opponent. Sonnen's comment sparked debate among fans. Some agreed the fight should have gone on, while others argued that Netflix and Jake made the right decision to protect their image.